This is the chosen one, and welcome to the Battleground review show. And I'm telling you right now, just now coming off probably one of the greatest pay-per-views of all time. I wish I could say that, but I can't. It was still good. I mean, for a PG era pay-per-view. Let's start out with the WWE Tag Team Championships. First off was the Usos versus the New Day. Well, Xavier Woods got super kicked in midair, which was probably the best part of that match. Then, the midnight hour and the kick out by the Usos, but a few near falls. It was all right there, but then the Trouble in Paradise followed by the elbow drop halfway across the ring by Xavier Woods gives the New Day a win, and they're the new WWE Tag Team Champions, which we probably pretty much saw us coming, even though I called for the Usos to win. Also, I got the kickoff show wrong. Aiden English beat Ty Dillinger. I'm surprised that they let Aiden English go over. Kind of glad they did, though. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin's wrestling skills are very poor. Not even HBK could help him in a match. That's how terrible this Baron Corbin is. I just don't get him. I mean, I know they're trying to build him up to be a star. Just not going to work. I know a lot of people like Baron Corbin. I'm not one of them. I really don't care for the guy. He does not have no personality, and his in-ring skills are terrible. I mean, so he's really not going to be a star, nor does he have any of the X factors to be, or the X factor to be a star to me. So that match was, it was okay. Shinsuke picked up the win by DQ, I believe. Let me take that back, okay? I do not know how that match really ended. All I know is I heard Shinsuke Nakamura's music hitting. I walked outside or something and come back in, and it was over because it was so bad. I mean, Baron Corbin's just terrible in the ring. I can't stand even really watching him wrestle. I mean, he doesn't do no mic skills, no wrestling skills, and they're still pushing him to be a superstar. Just not good to me. The 5-way women's match, which was elimination match, which was it was okay. Could have been a little bit better, but they had to eliminate people. So Tamina's eliminated, Lana's eliminated, Becky Lynch is eliminated, coming out of Charlotte and Natalya. Very shocked here. I picked Charlotte or Becky Lynch to win. Didn't think Natalya had a chance. I'm glad she won. She deserves it. Now she gets a shot at the women's title at SummerSlam. Hopefully, they'll finally put the title on her, and I hope they do because she's well deserved of the title. Let's go to the AJ Styles and Kevin Owens match next. I'm sorry I'm moving a little quick, but I just want to get my review show out there, and just not really going to spend that much time on it. Wasn't that great of a pay-per-view to really talk about. Or event, not pay-per-views. Let me take it back. Event to talk about. Okay, AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens. It was the usual good match by Kevin Owens and AJ Styles both putting it into it. The ending did not really surprise me, even though I picked AJ Styles to win. Kevin Owens comes out shining, and once again the United States champion and still the new face of America. So, all right, it was a good match. I have to say it was one of the better matches on the pay-per-view. The John Cena Rusev match, and I do want to talk about this because it was okay. If this was a cartoon, that match was a damn cartoon. If there ever was one, all this. John Cena goes into the ring 90-0. Can't get in the ring fast enough. As soon as he gets in the damn ring, it's like he picks the flag up, and all of a sudden he has no strength after picking that flag up. He has no strength. He can't make it out of the ring. So he looks like a 90-year-old man trying to get out of the ring. Come on, my God! You jump in the ring. This reminds me so much of. No, it's terrible. It was terrible. It was a cartoon match. this is what kind of shit they come up with now since they can't do nothing for real. They have to come up with these gimmick matches that are they're worse than Judy Bagwell on a pole matches. So this match was absolutely terrible. The ending was all right. I'll say this: the finishing spot where John Cena's non-cartoon strength of picking big ass Rusev up and carrying him up that podium and doing the attitude adjustment through the tables, that was pretty cool. I'll give them that. That was pretty cool. Other than that, the rest of the match was sorry and not really believable. It was more of a cartoon than watching a actual match. All right, so let's go on to the Breezango segment where they were pretty much confronted by the Ascension to say the Ascension were doing it, and then they was like, "No, you wasn't here. You was Eddie Money's Ticket to Paradise or whatnot." You know, the Fashion X Files, and then all of a sudden they're attacked, and that was a pretty cool spot. I'll give them that when the flashlight was on the ground and it was shining on both Tyler Breeze and Fandango, who were both knocked out, and then they dragged Fandango's body from the camera through the lights and all that. That was a pretty cool segment. I will give them that. That was pretty cool. All right. So then we move on to Mike Kanellis versus Sami Zayn, and your typical match. Wasn't nothing really special about it. I'm surprised that Sami Zayn came out on top. I figured Mike Kanellis would win that. I'm having a terrible night of predictions, as you can see. My predictions tonight were terrible. So they give the win to Sami Zayn in just your normal, regular old matchup. So we get to the main event, the Big Daddy of them all, the Punjabi prison match, which was better than expected. I will give it that. It was better than the last Punjabi prison match they had with the Great Khali and Batista, I believe it was, or maybe it was the Undertaker. I think it was Batista. It was terrible. You put two people in there that do not know what a wrestling hold is, and you expect them to have a match, a main event match on top of it. So, no, I wasn't impressed with that one. But tonight, I'll tell you what, Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton really. It should have been. They say it's a barbaric match, and it should be, but you can't get no color, so you really can't make it barbaric, really, can you? But for what they had to work with, they did a good job. I'll say this: Jinder and the Singh brothers. You know, when they come out from under the ring, I knew it was fixing to get interesting. Randy Orton knocked one of them off. They went through the announcer's table, which was a very cool move. Enjoyed that. Enjoyed the way they structured the match, the way the doors were coming down, and you only had 60 seconds to do it, and they did a good job on that, I will say. And then, you know, of course, my brother-in-law, he called it. He said the Great Khali was coming back tonight, and guess what? The Great Khali come back, helped Jinder Mahal win the WWE World Championship tonight by choking Randy Orton as Randy Orton was trying to exit the cage. So Jinder Mahal is still the WWE Champion. That I did predict. I said Jinder Mahal would be WWE Champion. But I think they're working on something. I think maybe AJ Styles at SummerSlam. Jinder Mahal, AJ Styles at SummerSlam. That's just me saying that. I don't know if that's what's going to happen. But that's just my prediction because, I mean, who else you got to put him with right now? So, as far as that goes, that's going to wrap up my Battleground review. This is the Chosen One. Now, you can follow me on Twitter at Chosen1BDT. We need to get subscribers now. I threw a challenge out. All right, and I said if we can get 50 subscribers by July the 28th, I will give away a free T-shirt. I'm gonna give you 4 choices to pick from, but when we get 50 subscribers, that's when I will reveal what 4 shirts you can choose from. But we need to get 50 subscribers by July the 28th. So get on it. If you're not subscribed, subscribe now. Tell your friends to subscribe. Everybody subscribe. We're giving away a free t-shirt. You must subscribe. But now that we got all this out of the way, this is another thing I want to point out about Battleground, and speaking of certain things that need to be addressed. One of the things that needs to be addressed is Byron Saxton sucks. He needs to be off the air. He is terrible. I mean, beyond terrible. There's 2 or 3 commentators, and main 2 are Byron Saxton and Michael Cole. Michael Cole is a stooge. He just sits there, calls Goldberg the greatest WCW champion of all time in the middle of the ring with the goofiest looking face I've ever seen in my life. And you're going to call Goldberg the greatest WCW champion of all time? Do you know who held the WCW championships? You had Ric Flair. He held the WCW championship, but Goldberg's better. How many times did Goldberg even hold it? Didn't he hold it once or twice? I mean, you're going to call Goldberg the greatest WCW champion of all time? Are you serious? I mean, Ric Flair, Sting, they've held the WCW World Heavyweight Champion, and Goldberg is the greatest WCW champion of all time? Oh my gosh. And Michael Cole, you're an idiot anyway. You do not call a match good. Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler were the greatest commentators on Monday Night Raw ever. Okay? But nobody has passion for it no more. All they do is call it like you're calling a boring ass ballet or something. I mean, they sound terrible. I mean, they're no good. WWE product period right now is in the dumps. They're losing viewers left and right, and they're going to keep losing viewers because they put the crappiest stuff on TV ever. This is worse than I've said a million times than WCW 2000. You want to talk about David Arquette winning the World Heavyweight Championship and say that's terrible? Look at what you got on TV right now. That's terrible. But, anyway, that's enough for me bending it. I will say this, though. Battleground was better than expected, but that's because my expectations were so low that, I mean, it had to be better than what I expected. But I am the chosen one, so make sure you subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, because we're giving away a free t-shirt. I am the chosen one, and I'm out.